say OK, and I'm going to select this, and I'm going to go to there, and I'm going to say OK. And then I'm going to cancel that, and hopefully, maybe, I don't, oh, 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 holy cow, I think we've got sound now. Yay, all right. Okay, so now we have audio. That is amazing. Sorry, I don't know what happened there, guys. For some reason, my audio wasn't coming through. I had to create a new audio device in my streaming setup there. So now I'm going to mute myself as I'm going to do that voice or that speech jammer thing there. So let's see here. Yay, awesome. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the patience there. Again, not entirely sure what happened, but we're good now. So let's see. You can, oops, whoa, no, not that. There we go. So now you should be able to see my desktop and me and my Portainer with stacks. Does everybody track with that? Does everybody agree that we're all seeing the same stuff there? Except I lost something. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so all right, so here we are on my desktop. Let me scroll down so I can keep track of some stuff here. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to install Plex. Somebody in my patrons level of my patrons level of Discord chat hit me up, said he was having a problem getting Plex set up. The video that he watched, unfortunately, is kind of an older video. It was one of the very first videos. In fact, it may have been the first video that I put out on Plex on OpenMediaVault 5. So what I want to do is just kind of run through this real quick and talk about some stuff here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy the Linux server / Plex Docker compose file here that I'm going to drop into a stack. These are all of the stacks that I've got on my system right now. I'm not using all of them, but they're all there. So I'm going to add a new stack, and I'll paste this in, and then I'll paste that in. So all of this stuff is pretty basic until you get down to the environment. And really, we don't need to do any of that. We can remove that one. Everything else there's fine. What we do need to do is change the PUID and PGID just to make sure that they are appropriate for the user account that you're using. I'm using the admin user account, so what I'm going to do is open up a new PuTTY window here, like so, and we're going to drag this up here. Oops, darn it. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. Man. All right, so I'm going to log in. Like so, and again, we're looking for the ID of the user that I'm logged into Portainer with. That username is admin. So what I'll do is just say ID admin. So here we can see the UID or PUID is 998, and the GID or PGID is 100. So I'm going to change this to 998. I'm going to change that to 100. And then we need to map a couple of things down here for the volumes. The first one being the configuration folder volume. So what I need to do is then go over to OpenMediaVault. Oops, that's not it. 81. And I need to log into here. Oops, like so. Everybody's still with me, can still hear everything, that sort of thing. Sorry, I'm just going to check in every once in a while just because of what happened earlier. So now that the next thing I need to do here is, again, map these drives or these volumes. So what I'll do is I'll come over here to shared folders, and I'm going to grab this configuration. I'm going to say inspect. I'm just going to copy this over to here, like so. Awesome. Glad everybody can still hear. Good to know. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say Plex, and I'm going to add ls to that just for Livestream, just in case there's already a Plex folder in there. I want to make sure that it doesn't throw any errors or anything like that. So the next thing I need to do is map TV series and movies. I could also do music, but I'm not going to. TV, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'll just do an inspect and a copy, and then I'll drop this in right here like that. I don't need to append anything there. Awesome. Thanks, Johan. Sorry, I'm terrible with names. I should be much better. I used to be a telemarketer. But anyway, thanks for the updates. I do appreciate that. So I'm going to grab the path for movies, and I'm going to paste this in like so. And I'm kind of confused about why we don't have anything for ports. But based on what I got here from Linux servers, Plex image, that's all we need to do is just copy and paste this in and edit those few lines there. So let's go over here and we'll scroll down. And we'll click on deploy the stack. And we'll just see what happens next. If everything goes correctly, we should be able to then go to my server address, TAC port 809, no, 32400. Sorry, I've been using MB for so long that I forgot what port it was on. So let's give this just a second to finish up what it's going to do. There we go. So what I want to do is scroll down till we find Plex and open this up. And then we want to look here. It says that it's starting the Plex server. So let me do Bruce Banner 32400. Like so. Hey, there we go. This is a good sign. So is not hosted by Plex. Yes, I do. So I want to go ahead and sign in. So we'll go ahead and do that. It's probably going to ask me for my email address or something here. Oh, kids playing. So this is what you get by default. Next thing we want to do is add our own media. Let's see here. Home. Darn it, where did it go? It has been a while. Give me 1 second here. Gage, dude, enough. All right. No, Kevin, this really is the speed at which I talk. I get a lot of people that bring that up. I have tried slowing down. Why this isn't Plex server or something? I don't understand. This isn't right. This doesn't make sense to me at all. So let me try this instead. Plex Media Server Docker. Do they have? Three. Yeah, no, I saw the 3 lines on the left. If I do that, let's see. Can I? Yeah, if I click this, it. These are just movies that are free. This isn't giving me the option to have the server there. It's the right one. What? Oh, your media. Let's try that. Get Plex Media Server. That's so friggin' weird. I have the same one running. Yeah, I did, but like it wants me to download Plex Media Server, and that doesn't make sense here. Yeah, that's more your media. But when I want to add my media, it says get Plex Media Server. So when I open that up, click up where the wrench is. Account, users and sharing. For some reason, this is, yeah, and that's, I wonder if, hold on, I think this is Plex. Yeah, this is a Plex Media Server container. Go to the top right corner and choose the server. No, the address should be fine. This is what I've always used in the past. Oh, bad address in the Docker Compose. Let's see. Let's go back to stacks and let's take another look at this. Plex. We'll go into the editor. Linux server Plex, container name Plex. That's all correct based on this. I wonder. Let's go back and take a look at something else real quick. Sometimes, if you believe this or not, I actually go back to my own tutorials. Home icon, yep, home icon. Home, movies and TV. Under the name of your server. There is no... Like this is saying get Plex Media Server. Like my server name isn't in here anywhere. This is Plex Web. I don't know what the hell happened there. So let's see if I was smart and actually put full thing in here. I did not. Yeah, okay. So then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to here. I'm just going to change some stuff here real quick. Network host, that's all correct. Docker run. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over to here. The image name I'm going to change to Plex. Yeah, Master Billy, I'm starting. Go to authorized devices. Yeah, there's no Plex server running on my network. I haven't used Plex in months. Like I used it for probably through March, and I haven't used it since then because they were having so many issues with their authentication server, and the servers kept going down, so I couldn't log in and log out and switch users. It was a huge fiasco, and it made my whole family mad. So we switched over to MB, and we've been using MB for quite a while, and it's been working great. So what I'm going to do is change that. Let me make sure. I mean, I can try my server IP. I mean, it's not a terrible idea for troubleshooting purposes. Oops, 3400. Okay, maybe. /web /index HTML. Oops. I guess we'll give this a second. I use Nginx as a reverse proxy, and then whatever Plex uses by default here. Let's see. Maybe it just had an issue with. Yeah, this is saying client setup, not server setup. So let's do this. Try it again. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see what this does. Okay. Nope, we're not going to use Plex Pass. Okay, so we'll say next. Yeah, apparently it didn't like using sorry, I don't understand, Jerka. What do you mean? Oh yeah, no. For some reason, I had to go to I couldn't use the server name. I actually had to use whatever. I'd use the IP address. That's dumb. Yeah, no, Master Billy, you're right. This is looking much better. So let's see if I can add a library. It's being super slow. Yeah, and Ian, that's just it. I don't share my media with anybody, so I'm not sure. And I used Plex for a long time, years actually, but yeah, for some reason they were having issues with their servers, and I just decided to switch over to MB, and I've been happy with it for the last few months. But for some reason, man, this is going really slowly. That's possible, Master Billy. I've never had an application freak out on me for using the like brucebanner.local versus an IP address. And I don't understand why this won't let me add a library. This doesn't make any sense at all here. It's just sitting here spinning like this. Try it again. That's me. Yep. See, I think this is sketchy. Like they should just have something in here that says, or continue to use is free. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder that. Yeah, that's fine. Don't care about that. We'll say next. Add library. Oh, here. There we go. I just had to go through it a couple of times. We're going to add movies. I'm going to say add folders. I'm going to browse for folders. So over here, you should see if you got, if I can find that other page. Yeah, so let me refresh this. I believe this is the area the guy in Discord was having an issue with. If you don't have these paths set up correctly, you won't end up seeing them over here. So I'm going to add movies, and I'm just going to say add. And then we'll go ahead and say add library. We'll do the same thing over here for TV shows, and we'll say add. We'll browse, and we'll say TV, and there's all my TV shows, and we'll say add. Yeah, I think you're probably right, Master Billy. It very well may have been a caching issue. So we've got movies and TV shows. I could add music if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I'm going to skip that for now. And then, so if I go to movies here, so these are the movies that it has picked up so far. TV shows, of course, because it's still running through movies, this could take a while. But all of my movies here are showing up. So that's good. I'm stoked to see that. Of course, it's going to go through the process of pulling poster images and things like that, all of the relevant information there. So hopefully that works. Let's take a look at TV shows. Let's retry. Let's check manage libraries, TV shows, manage libraries, edit, just to make sure. Folders, TV. That should be right. Yeah, TV. Yeah, that's all there. Okay, so I'm not going to add that. I'm just going to have to wait here and be patient. So if I go to TV shows, that's still doing its thing. And this is still thinking. So that was me blowing through that pretty quick. I mean, despite what was probably some caching issues and just some general tomfoolery. Yeah, Ian, it really, really does. Like, I don't have a huge library. I've got 260 movies in here. I can say, though, that it's doing this while my wife is in the bedroom watching the one with Star-Lord, Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what she's watching. Yeah, so she's back there watching Guardians of the Galaxy on MB, and yeah, so the activity status, a dashboard. I don't want to turn that off. No, okay. Click on the icon next to the gear at the top. It's going. It's doing its thing. No issues here, except that it keeps doing that. So it's indexing everything appropriately, and everything there appears to be working. So hopefully that's going to work for everybody. And I'm just going to kind of hang out again and wait. Let's see if I can scan library files. It may not while it's doing the movies, but yeah, we'll just hang out and wait for it to finish doing its thing. Of course, I don't know about hanging out here. Click the icon next to the gear at the top, and that will show you the status. I think you mean this, and then dashboard. Nothing is currently being played, but yeah, so everything's doing its thing. Yeah, That's probably a good idea, Master Billy. Anybody have any questions, thoughts, comments, any of that kind of stuff that I can answer? I'm here. I'm happy to talk and whatever. Ooh, yeah, Ian. I can't imagine my MB is a bit, or my TV shows. 809. Oh, no worries, Master Billy. No, not at all. Yeah, so if we go like into TV shows, I've only got 36 series, but there are a bunch of obviously like The Big Bang Theory. Like I've got, like all however many seasons. Like I've got full episodes of everything basically, at least of what I could find. So, Master Billy, I would do remote access, but the problem with that is I don't want to go through port forwarding right at the moment. It's just because so many different modems and routers are so different that setting up remote forwarding and that kind of thing is something that's kind of, you got to do it kind of one-off, in my opinion. So port forwarding is something I always try to skip anytime I make these videos, just because it's so unique to each individual person that it's hard to say, go here and here and here, because they might not have the same router or the same modem that I do. And it gets tricky to try to make a catch-all video to make everybody happy without having to answer a bazillion questions in the comments later on. For Lazy Librarian, I will look into that to see. That's a good one. Maybe I'll do that Wednesday. Kevin, why do you use stacks versus containers? So I use stacks. Let me actually go back over to here. So this is a stack, as you can see here. And for me, this is just easier to skim through and make the changes that I want to make. And once I push upload or update the stack, or deploy the stack if it's the first time that I've put anything in here, the thing is that once you push update or deploy the stack, it converts it into a container. So all of the stacks that I have up and running, once I deploy them, they immediately jump over and start being containers. I could do the same thing. Oops, it's in a different window. Like here, like I could actually just copy this. I could open up PuTTY or whatever SSH program you want to use, modify this and paste it in there as just an SSH command, and that would also deploy as a stack. So everything becomes a stack once it's deployed. Any other questions? Let's give this another quick look. I bet I closed that. All right, so let's try. Darn it! See, I was going for that. Let's see here, and do that, and more, and nope, still indexing. Crap. Yeah, Barkov. The thing is, I'm stuck in my ways. I've been using PuTTY for so long that I've just gotten used to it, and I just like the way it looks. I really should. I really should just get used to using the one that's built in the Windows terminal. Let me see. Oops, term. I don't even. Oh wow. Hey, maybe. Yeah, I figure it probably will take a long time. What can somebody tell me what the command is to get the Windows terminal up and running? Because if I type in terminal, it gives me just the command prompt. So I know there was one. I just can't think of what it's called. If anybody could point me in that right direction, I would appreciate it. When SCP. Oh, it's on the App Store. That's probably why I don't have it. I don't do hardly anything with the App Store if I can really help it. Yeah, it's like when I do, can I do CMD? And then just SSH 92.168.1.13. Oh, yes. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, I know what I did there. Oh, is it PowerShell? Is that okay? Let me here. Let's do this. Let me do this. I forgot I got to do root at. Darn it, my keyboard's all in the wrong spot. I got to redo that. Hey, look at that. All right, that's cool. I can't even be mad at that. That's pretty clever. Yes, maybe I'll start using that. I mean, I guess it's six of one, half a dozen of the other, but that's cool. So there's another way that we can do that. So thanks for pointing me in that direction. That's really cool. I didn't realize that SSH was actually built right in to the command prompt. So that's awesome. Yeah, I don't have anything to back that up, Ian. I just know what I'm partial to, and I've been using Putty for so long that that's just where I naturally go. Also, let me do this. I also store a lot of my credentials and stuff in here, my server stuff in here, so I don't have to type. So I don't have to type in the IP address or whatever every time. I can just launch that, and it probably won't let me because I'm already logged in somewhere else. But I can just double click on the names down there, and it does exactly what I want it to do. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. I do like knowing that the command prompt is in, or the SSH command or option is in the command prompt. That is actually pretty cool. I had no idea. So thanks for that. I appreciate it, guys. The new terminal supports tabs. You know, I heard something about tabs, but I might be thinking about a Putty spinoff called Kitty or something. But that's cool. Anybody else have any questions, comments, thoughts, anything else we could talk about real quick? All right. Well, let me see if I have Win. Hey, I do have WinSCP. Let's see. Oops. So let's do 192.168.1.13. Yep. Actually, that's pretty neat too. This is WinSCP. I'm logged in as root. This is my home directory. Yeah, Kevin. I definitely prefer MB. Again, I do everything locally, and actually, MB has a remote app that I can't think of the name of, but it's something.mb.com, and I can remote into my server and watch stuff remotely that way as well. How often do I plan on doing live streams? I wish I had an answer for that. I didn't plan on doing this one, but somebody in my Discord server asked for some help, and yeah, and so I just jumped on here and decided to do a live stream just to kind of run through that whole process. Let's see, having issues. I would honestly like to start doing a live stream a week. It may end up replacing, like I try to do videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I would like to possibly replace one of those videos with a live stream, just because I think it would be cool to do like a live interaction with you guys, and that sort of thing. So if you guys are interested in that, I'm definitely up for it. I would just have to pick a night or an afternoon or something where we could do that. Let's see, server traffic error 521. So Chris, you're gonna have to check your server logs or your traffic logs and see what that has to say. Let's see. I'm guessing you're using Cloudflare. Let's see, 521. Okay, so 521, that says that there's something wrong on your server. Um, Hey, Buckton. So yeah, I've got bots to block people from posting links. If you want to jump into the general chat over on my Discord, if I can find it. Oops. Invites. No. Let's create an invite. Generate a new link. So if you want to hit that up and jump into my Discord, you can share the link there. But for some reason, my bot is set up to not allow other people to post links. Let's see. Helping Mind. You said downloader for OpenMediaVault. What do you mean with that? Sorry, I'm honestly not familiar with it. Oh yeah. So Ian, I've actually done a couple of different server management Docker applications that are similar to WinSCP, and they're fine. But the problem that I have with it is I feel like you're not really learning your server. You're not getting familiar with your server. And I feel like if you're going to run a server, you should know how to run a server. And that sort of thing. So that's just me. I'm a bit of a snob that way. I like to make sure that I can remember as much as I can, and I feel like using the point and click file manager. I feel like it's cheating, I guess. So I try to do as much as I can in command line, just so I can maintain my superiority complex. I guess. So, but I have done a couple of different applications. They're actually on my YouTube right now, where I have talked about using a point and click style file manager like that. So, so I've had a lot of people ask me about JDownloader. I have no idea what JDownloader is or how it works. I have no experience with it at all. So I've not been able to do that and feel comfortable explaining it to people. Let's see, there was, I agree, Devil Driver, Nginx Proxy Manager is much easier to use. I will say that since I've started using it in the last week, I've had to rebuild it like 3 different times. It crashes, I can't get it to recover. It tries to recover and it can't recover. And instead of, troubleshooting the error log, I just say screw it and rebuild it, because it really only takes just a few minutes for me to do it, because I've only got about 3 or 4 applications that I want remotely accessed. So it doesn't take me long to rebuild it. So I really should get in and look at the error logs and find out why it's doing what it's doing and see if I can prevent it in the future, especially since I'm going to be out of town for a week next month. And I would hate to not be able to access my stuff remotely. So if it crashes, I'm screwed. So I really should look into that. Buckton, you asked, how did I get my server to have the name Bruce Banner in the URL? Oh, okay. Bargov, that actually helps me understand it a little bit better. Knowing that it's like YouTube download, I use YouTube download all of the time. That actually makes me want to take another look at JDownloader. So thank you for that. I appreciate the clarification there. I've had a lot of people complain that Nginx Proxy Manager won't work. Sorry, Buckton, I keep skipping over you. When I set up the domain name, when I very first set up OpenMediaVault on my server, it asked me for a domain name. And I just typed in brucebanner.local, and ever since then I've been able to access it as brucebanner.local on my network or via the IP address. I'm sure there's a way to change it later. Off the top of my head, I don't know what that is, though. Let's see, what else? Yeah, like I said, I've had people complain about Nginx Proxy Manager not working on Raspberry Pi 4. That's something I want to dig into as well, because I've got a Raspberry Pi 4 that I'm going to set up. And also, I guess now that we're getting close, so the folks over, this is kind of an unplanned announcement. Like months ago, like back in September, I think, I did a video on just the Raspberry Pi 4 gig device. Oops, darn it. Hold on. This guy right here. I did a video on this. I did fairly well, like 24,000 views. And I had an idea for a video that I wanted to do, but I needed like 4 of those, and I didn't want to fork out the money for them. So I hit up the guys that sent me this, and I was like, hey, would you sponsor this video? And they said, hey, we can't because of what you're asking for. We don't do it that way. He's like, but what I can do is send you the 8 gig version of the Raspberry Pi 4. So I've got one of those in the mail. I'm going to do a video on it here soon. But they're actually sponsoring a giveaway. When I hit 15,000 subscribers, they're actually going to give away a Raspberry Pi 4 8 gig model, like the full kit with the case and the SD card. The whole, all you got to do is plug it in, basically. They're going to give one of those to you guys. I'm going to start a contest here in a little while where I will put up all of the terms and conditions and all of that stuff where you can earn points and hopefully win. That's coming, but I don't know exactly when. So that just know that is coming up. I'd have to actually take a look and see where my channel is right here at the moment. Let's see. So, wow, I need to do this soon because I'm up over... So I'm at 14,420 subscribers. So probably here in the next few days, I'm going to put the contest together, give everybody a couple of weeks to subscribe, or not to subscribe. You can't give everybody a couple of weeks to enter the contest. And then once I hit 15,000 subscribers, I'll stop the contest, pick a winner, and then the guys up at Canakit will actually ship that out to the winner. So let's see, D's loader, so I'm going to make a note about that. I'm going to make some notes. So we want to do D's loader, we want to do J loader. Oops, darn it, I can't type. What else did we say we wanted? We want to do Nginx on RPI 4. Sorry, I'm just taking down some notes so I know what you guys want to see. Traffic, Kubernetes, service name. Yeah, you know, Mixdev, I've considered looking into Kubernetes. I just haven't done it yet. That's something I'm going to make a note for myself to look into a bit more. It's always kind of intrigued me, and I need to look into it. You can direct download. Let's see, anything else in here? Oops, let's make sure. Did I spell it wrong? Oh, yeah, I did. Thanks for correcting. Appreciate it. Downloader. There you go. Thank you. I appreciate that. I would have caught it, but it's good because I'm a bit of a dummy sometimes. So thanks for that. Edit OMV. You know, let me see. Yeah, that's fine. General settings. Oops, network. Oh, yeah, host name. Yeah, you pointed me in the right direction there. Bargov? Yeah. So you should be able to change your domain name right there. Yeah, so thanks for pointing that out. Oh, Lazy Librarian. Yes, thank you. Oops, darn it. Lazy Librarian, and that's one word, not two. Hey, Mixdev, do you have a good starting point or a good video or something I can take a look at to get started with Kubernetes? Just kind of maybe where you started. That would be really cool if you could share that. Again, you can't share links in here, but if you share it in my Discord server, that works without issues. There I will post that. There is my Discord server, just in case you want to take a look at that. Forward, reverse project. All right. All right, so we've got D's loader, J downloader, Nginx on Raspberry Pi 4, Lazy Librarian. Any other specific requests while I've got you all here? Oh, don't want to do that. Huh. All right. Well. Oh, well, that's interesting. If that's true, Ian, that would be kind of neat to take a look at. Oh, okay. Bookstack. I actually, believe it or not, now that I actually have Bookstack running on here, but I can't remember what port it's on. Yeah, that's fine. I actually just learned about Bookstack recently. Real big fan of Bookstack. Bookstack 9876. So if anybody's not familiar with Bookstack, you can... Oh, because I'm not logged on the right server. Oh, you don't recall correctly. Yeah, Bookstack's actually kind of neat. You can basically create novels worth of notes, books, chapters, pages, all kinds of stuff to categorize stuff. I use it a lot for notes, for videos that I've got coming up. I've actually got, I just started taking notes on this device right here. This is called an IODD, which is, you can put ISO files on it, and it makes your other devices think that it's an external CD drive, and you can just mount the ISO files internally on here, plug this in, and you don't have to keep copying ISOs to USB drives, that sort of thing. Very cool little device, pain in the ass to set up, but that's why I'm going to do a video on it. Is there a Docker? Which, yeah, Devil, that's actually kind of what I do with Bookstack, is I kind of use it as a wiki. I don't know that there's anything other than Portainer that will detect ports and display them. Like I said, I know that Portainer displays ports when you actually go in and look. If we come into containers over here, you can see all of my published ports over here. I think this is about the best you're going to get, to my knowledge. I could be wrong, just because it's going to have to look through the configuration file or the stack to figure out what the port is, I think. So I don't know if there's anything else out there besides Portainer that will display your published ports like this. So, hey, Chris, you're welcome. Thanks for watching. I honestly, like, as much as I enjoy creating these, if you guys weren't watching, I probably would have given up a long time ago. So thanks to you guys for watching. It really does mean a lot to me, helps me out, and I'm glad that I'm able to help you guys out as well. All right, so we've got our list of notes. Anybody have any other requests so that I can take a look at for other applications? I think this will get me by for a couple of weeks probably, but like I said, I've got a video on this other device coming out. Also, I did a video Friday, 2 days ago, on a device called it's called an Amber Pro, and it's from Latticeworks. They want to do a giveaway as well for one of their devices. I don't have the details on that yet, but I'll be chatting with them here soon. So just know that I will be giving away one of those Latticeworks Amber Pro devices probably here the next month or two. So definitely something to keep an eye out there as well, just so you know that's coming up. But I think I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. Thanks to everybody who hung out. Thanks to everybody who gave the video a thumbs up. That actually means quite a bit. I appreciate that. Bitwarden RS. I think I already did that video. I really do think I did that already. Let's do this. Yeah, and let me double check, because I'm pretty sure I already did Bitwarden. Yep, I did Bitwarden on OpenMediaVault, copy, and I actually use it. There's the video I did about Bitwarden RS. So if you want to check that out, there's where that is. And I actually scrapped LastPass for Bitwarden. It's a better product in my opinion. And maybe I'm biased because I'm hosting it. But again, I don't have to worry about their servers going down. only have to worry about my servers going down. And that doesn't happen very often. So So yeah, Bitwarden's there. Big fan of that. Let's see, what else do I have in here? Net data. I don't know if you guys saw my net data. If I do that, I can just do just a quick run through on what I'm running. This is my main server. This is what everybody's using in my house right now. So I've got net data. This shows me CPU usage, disk reads and writes, net traffic, RAM traffic. So I'm a pretty big fan of net data. What else? Bitwarden. We talked about Pi-hole. I actually managed to get Pi-hole working on my server, which was a pain in the ass at first. Originally, I did a video showing how to do it, but if you want to add it to a server that's already existing, that's a little different because you got to stop or change the port on the systemd service, because systemd uses port 53, and that's the one that almost always gets that stops Pi-hole from working. So I just got that set up and working again here recently. Nginx Proxy Manager I did a video on. Bookstack we talked about. Jacket I use for downloading. Dash Machine I've actually got, this is version 0.5 and 0.6. I'm a big fan of Dash Machine. The reality is I like version 0.5 better than 0.6. I just like having all of this. Of course, I shouldn't have showed that. That's got my damned IP address in it, so I have to blur that later. What else? MB. So MBstat I use. It doesn't really do what I thought it would, so I don't really mess with it much. I've got Nextcloud set up and running. MB. Sonar. Sonar I use for downloading. Portainer, of course. Fail to ban. I don't know if fail to ban actually does anything on my server. I just know I installed it. 614. Man, it says it's doing stuff, so maybe it's doing stuff. What else? Motion I've got running, though it shouldn't be running because I don't have anything plugged into it. I should just kill that because I'm not using it. YouTube Downloader I use all the time. I share tons of stuff from Reddit over to Facebook that way. And QTorrent with a VPN. I did a video on that one as well. I'm also looking at doing a video on Athelia once I figure out how to use it. Right now it's smarter than me, so I'm going to add that to the notes as well. But yeah, Athelia is way smarter than me right now, so that's on my list of things to continue investigating. Watchtower, I've done a video on. Handbrake I did a video on. Speed test, that one keeps stopping, and I don't know why. That's frustrating. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything at this point. On what system are you running OMV and Docker? It's a custom built PC that I've had for years. It's actually last tax or not well. When we got our taxes back in 2019, my wife and I got new computers. Nothing high end, just they're AMD Ryzen 2600s with 16 gigs of 3000 megahertz RAM. Just the stock cooler that came with it. We're running EVGA 2070s. So again, nothing super high performance, but very competent, or very able to do everything I need it to do. So we took both of our old systems and combined them into one. So my main server runs an AMD FX 8350 on the Bulldozer platform. It's got 16 gigs of RAM running at 1666, and it's got a GeForce GTX 770 in it. So that's an old card, but everything works. It transcodes everything the way I want it to. Don't ask me to make a transcode video. I just did a whole bunch of stuff from tutorials that I found, and eventually it worked, but I'm not exactly sure about what steps I took. So yeah, I'm just using an old AMD processor. Like I said, it's an 8350 FX with 16 gigs of RAM and a GTX 770, and it does just fine for everything I need it to do. You can see all of the different applications that I'm running presently, and you know what? Let's just do this. And I'm not really taxing my service or my server at all. CPU sitting at 15%. RAM's at 25%, so I'm using approximately 4 gigs of RAM and just not much of CPU. So very, very capable system for what I need. And right now you could probably pick that system up for just a couple $100 if you knew where to look. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything. We've been at this for almost an hour. I know the first 15 minutes of that or so was figuring out why my audio wouldn't work, but it is now, so I'm stoked about that. And yeah, so with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. So thanks for being here, for checking it out. Again, thanks for the likes. Thanks for spending part of your day with me. I appreciate that. And with all that said, I'm going to get out of here. I'll just end this like I always do. Thanks for your time. I always appreciate